Awesome. Well, welcome back to the Woefully Unlearned Dungeon Crawlers. Here for session 33. Kind of quick recap of what went down on the last session. Ended up starting off in Gedrick's tiny hut in the Blooming Cascades, kind of getting prepped to go investigate more within the Cascades themselves. Through a little bit of banter throughout the hut and just kind of getting ready for the day. Everyone kind of strapped up, left out, and headed toward the glyphs that were pointed out previously. Grimaldi kind of led the way over there. Gedrick ended up being able to make his way through the glyphs using a scroll of knock. Then ended up following through corridor, almost getting tripped up and trapped by some vines that were kind of lining the walls and floor, and then ended up within the cave of the dragon Karalith, where initially saw a hoard of massive amounts of treasures, including the artifact, the Sword of Memories. Jean-Luc made his way stealthily up the hoard towards the sword and ended up getting his hands on it, which kind of triggered a whole slew of things, from him getting tied up amongst the vines that were kind of living within the hoard, as well as Karalith introducing herself as she was perched upon the roof of the cavern. After some chit-chat back and forth, y'all were able to avoid having to fight Karalith, and ended up striking a deal with her in regards to the life of Vorador or the life of our friend Kazmarir. After that, kind of worked on deciding where y'all wanted to go next, whether you were going to go straight towards Vorador in the Moongloom Depths, or if you were going to go back towards the Whisperleaf to help out Elendor. Towards the end of the day, y'all ended up starting to head back towards the Whisperleaf to kind of finish out that quest that was opened up amongst the way. So that is where we're going to pick up. We are now kind of towards the edge of the Cascades, overlooking the forest that heads out towards the Whisperleaf hamlet within the Murmuring Canopy. What are we doing?
Well, I guess Kaylin is probably trugging behind, because I mean she's always behind the group, but she's just complaining and she's angry at Kaz, and she just yells out, "I can't believe how stupid you are, and why on earth would you do something like that?"
Sometimes you have to make a deal to get what you need in life.
You are terrible at making deals. Terrible!
Well, I would say that I may be a little bit smarter about how I do deals than you may think.
Well, what do you mean by that?
That, my dear little friend, is none of your business. Respectfully.
He asked you a question. He was just being nice. You don't have to be rude. Tell him about the first time you tried to make a deal with someone, and then you got into a fight with them at a bar because you wanted their sword/knife. You won that battle, but then the knife, you know what happened with that whole situation.
Well, as Gedrick walks to it is at this point leading the way towards the cave entrance, or at least where he thinks the cave entrance is supposed to be, the way we came. Gedrick says, well, as concerning as Kaz's business partners and choices therein may be, I'm more concerned about our ability to get to the Whisper Leaf safely. We nearly died on these cliffs.
We made our way up.
Well, the dragon did say that she would help give us safe passage back.
Yep.
And
How the hell is she going to do that if she can't get out of the cave? I'm confused.
go ahead and make perception check for me.
All right.
As you're kind of starting to look over the edge of these cliffs.
Don't worry, everyone. It's not going to be telling at all how the night's going to go. An 18.
An 18. So you look off probably 5-10 feet to your right. You see vines that definitely had been on the cliffs prior. They have kind of made their way into a makeshift ladder that is heading down these cliffs.
Gedrick looks down and is like, well, I'll be damned. I never would have. There's a ladder. And as far as I can tell, it goes all the way to the bottom. So it seems that we should be able to get down more expediently than we got up.
Can it hold all of our weight?
You know, us Fae aren't in the way of typically lying to people.
Can it hold our weight?
It's a fair question.
I'll go first.
Kaz, would you like to test the theory?
Sure. He looks at Grimaldi and he says, I never lie. And he goes to the ladder. And thinking through how this is going to work, because he really doesn't know.
I am kind of curious, what does this look like as a centaur?
Very graphic.
Like, is it arms and like front hooves and your backside is just out? Are we trying to like 6-arm it all the way down? What does this kind of look like?
Because obviously gravity. I guess what you would see is him kind of come down or lie on like his stomach, I guess. Like how like a horse would lay down, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you would see him lean down to grab the vines and kind of skirt his way off the ledge and then with his back hooves, trying to catch like a quote unquote rung per se, and just kind of keeping his front hooves more in like a folded position, or like a like just kind of hanging down there or whatnot.
Okay.
Aelin is
Go
laughing.
ahead.
He's going like drummer mentality on this thing, like trying to forget that he has
Yeah.
2 legs and only use the other 2.
Yeah. I mean, I can accept it. Go ahead and make me a dexterity check.
Okay.
You can
Sure.
use acrobatics if you would like.
Okay.
If there's anything
mean-
special for you.
Not really.
Yeah,
we're just using digital dice today, and it's a 11.
11. Yeah, I mean, while this isn't a perfect ladder, it is definitely decent enough for you to kind of get your hooves kind of hooked in. You kind of stand there for a second, testing out the weight. It sways a little bit under your weight, but you do get the comfortability to start making your way down. And Grimaldi kind of looking over, watching, like, well, I'll be damned. I never seen a fucking horse climb before.
Gedrick looks down and says, I completely agree, Grimaldi. This is impressive. Go, Casmarir.
Caitlin's just laughing really hysterically. And she looks down at him and she's like, that's really attractive.
Glad you think so.
At that attractive
Nope.
comment, Gedrick kind of gives Kaylin a side eye, like, what the fuck?
It's a joke.
Ah, yes. Well, I mean, we know how good I am with those. And Gedrick will throw his quarterstaff on his back, tie it down, and along with his sorcerer book, and he will proceed to climb down as well.
Okay.
And
as you're starting to get onto the ladder, Grimaldi, kind of showing a little bit of his competitive nature here, it is essentially going to kind of leap out kind of over you, yelling out, I'll race you down, and just start heading down as quick as he can.
okay, well, I'm not racing, but sure. See you at the bottom, friend.
Yeah, and at this point, he's done. He is level with you, Kaz, and quickly descending at a quicker rate than all of you. But I do need Gedrick, you and Kaylin both to make dexterity
I
checks
haven't even
for me.
started climbing down the ladder yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Are you going to? Anytime
I was going to
soon?
say, I'm standing at the top of the ladder, and I'm assuming I look at Jean-Luc and I say, Jean-Luc, you seem the most apropos to race that little thing down to the bottom. You want to give him a run for his money?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting a little bit because I'm very cautious. I don't like heights. I don't like ladders and things like that. And so I'm kind of frozen in fear a little bit. Like not wanting to move.
Gedrick, I'm assuming would have seen this, perhaps.
Oh yeah.
And he would climb back up and stand next to Kaylin and say, would it help you if I could tell you how secure it is?
No, okay, no, I'm not going. I'm fine. I'm standing right here. You are not. No, I'm not climbing down that ladder, and there's nothing you can do to make me do it.
Well, if you don't come down with us, my dear, you will be stuck on this mountain, and you will have to live with that purple dragon.
Hey,
for as long as it takes for us to come back.
Hey, I will take
at this point might be never.
I will take the purple dragon over climbing back down this mountain. I cannot do it. I will not do it. I refuse. Nope. Mm-mm.
Aylin, get your ass down here.
And Gedrick says, hold on a minute. And Gedrick will sit down and he'll ritually cast Identify on the ladder. And without having to go into too much detail, what Gedrick I'm just gonna vibe off this, but I'm assuming what Gedrick gets is profound fey magic off of the ladder that is foreign to him. It's not something that he's seen before, but he can see that it is rooted and tied back through. He can feel the pulses of magic going through the mountain, and so regardless of whether or not the mountain moves or not, the vines seem to undulate with the mountain as it moves. And as he's sensing all of this, he relays that information to Kaylin and says, my dear, Karaleth has done us a great service by providing this ladder so we could get down safely. If it will help you, come down. Can I put you in charge of taking care of Palmer and bring him down to me? And he pulls Palmer out of his pocket and he turns to you and says, listen, I know that we all give you a hard time, but it's only because we love you. And it's because we love you, we trust you. I'm trusting you with something that's very precious to me. And he looks at Palmer and says, something in Draconic that you don't understand to Palmer, and Palmer just immediately hops off his hand and flies over and lands on your shoulder and sits there and just looks at you intently. Again, he is looking more like a blackbird now than the bluebird, but you can see some faint blue, like magical trails coming off of him here in the Feywilde, I would imagine. So as he sits there, Gedrick would just wink at you and say, when you're ready, dear. And he'll go and climb down the ladder. So you said dexterity check. Can I do an acrobatics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah. Easy. You get pretty confident after the first couple, like, rungs as they may be going down. And you kind of take a glance down to see where everyone is kind of in relation to you. You see Kaz probably 10, 20 feet below you. And then at this point, it's kind of getting hard to see Grimaldi. Like he's booking it down.
Of course he is.
To put into perspective, he did roll a nat 20 on his check for it.
Yeah, he did.
So he's just booking it all the way down.
Nice.
And let's just see for Jean-Luc. Okay.
I inch my way.
He passed, so he's going down too.
I inch my way to the edge of the cliff, and I look down, and I immediately yell at Gedrick, and I say, I am not doing this for you. I'm doing this for Palmer and only Palmer. And that's it. And I start climbing down very slowly.
And as you put your first foot on this ladder, you can feel another vine that has kind of lashed up against the bottom one to give you a more sturdy step down.
Okay.
And as you continue stepping down, the same thing happens.
Okay, well, I rolled an 18 on my acrobatics, so
You're great. So everyone definitely climbing down. Now, as you are climbing, it is still a little windy. So you are swaying just a little bit, kind of with everything going on, but you all get pretty confident in climbing down. You do make your way down to the bottom, and you catch Grimaldi sitting at the bottom of the cliffs. He's got a little twig and his sword, and he's just kind of whittling away at this stick, waiting for y'all.
Quite impressive, Grimaldi.
Well, told you I got around a bit, and I do have to say I'm a little sad that y'all didn't want to race me down.
Well, to be fair,
I-
we had a rough time going up, so we were a little cautious.
Understandable. I get it. But,
Well, Kaz,
so,
I believe now we're heading towards the Whisperleaf.
Yeah, Grimaldi, what were you doing, say?
I was just trying to make sure that we were still heading towards the Whisperleaf. I know it was a little back and forth on exactly where we were going. I mean, we could get to the Moongloom Depths from here, but it is a lot longer of a walk because we'd have to go around the mountains. I mean, being here at the base of the canopy, we're about 3 days from the Whisperleaf, and if we were to try to walk it from here to the Moongloom, we're probably looking at a week, and depending on where we're wanting to go.
I chime in and I say, do we have to go back to Whisperleaf, or should we just keep going to...
Well, y'all had a friend. Wait, weren't y'all going back to help save Elendor?
Yes, we need to go back.
Yeah. I think it'd be best if we go back to the Whisperleaf. And plus, maybe we can figure out a quicker way to get over to the Moongloom Depths from there.
Oh, maybe the Gloam
Those
Steeds
guys
would
are
be
always pretty-
available again.
Probably.
Maybe.
They said that they had some more, or that they had quite a bit, so wouldn't surprise me.
Right, well, to the Whisperleaf.
Awesome. So, start walking through Canopy. It is fairly rough terrain. You're going over branches, rocks, vines, kind of just bramble of the forest. And there's not really a marked path. So you do get to walk in for a little while. It does start to shift where most of the forest has been pretty vibrant purples and greens. Everything here starts to take a little bit of a silver shimmer. Getting fairly tired, and so Grimaldi kind of peeps up. Well, I wonder if we should take a little bit of a rest. We've been walking about 6 hours, and we just, I don't know, my feet are hurting. I can try to find us something to make a little bit of fire. How are y'all feeling?
Yeah. I guess we could take a short break, but I mean, I'm fine to keep going either way.
I am as well. But if at any point we still have, I still have the ability to create a safe space for us again, if we so choose.
Is there anything special that you need for that? Like, do we have to be on a completely flat surface? Anything of that nature?
It just says around and above you, stationary. A stationary location, and the spell fails, though, if it includes a larger creature or more than 9 creatures.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I mean, y'all can certainly continue on. But one kind of see on your side of things. Grimaldi. Gedrick, have a little bit of an odd question for you.
Sure.
Hope I'm not overstepping here, but I've noticed your scales are getting a little dirty. I was wondering if I might be able to help shine them for you.
Oh.
What an odd thing to say.
Yes, I don't think I've ever been propositioned for something like that. I suppose you could start on the tip of my tail and show me what you can do. Please refrain from going underneath. It's mildly inappropriate.
Okay, I will. And he pulls out of like his chest pocket, essentially like a buffing cloth that he typically uses just to shine up his trinkets, and he kind of picks up your tail. Are y'all still walking at this point? Because he will try to do it while y'all are walking.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% walking. I'm not making this easy for him.
Okay, cool.
He's got to earn it.
So, like, he is kind of stepping around on stuff, kind of tries to pick up your tail, it drops it a couple times. But he does get a couple buffs in on like the first few scales on the end of your tail after a few minutes. And yes, well, I got a couple of them. What do you think?
Gedrick brings his tail back around to himself and looks at it, and you can see that a few of his scales are shinier. But what I will say is that Gedrick is a few months away from his birthday, and this isn't the most common knowledge thing, but like most lizard folk, dragons do shed their skin, and dragonborns shed their skin, and he notices that one of the scales that he was buffing appears to be loose, and so he, with his nail, clips it off and tosses it to Grimaldi and says, "Here, my friend, I appreciate the effort, but truthfully, in time, my shine will return. I appreciate it, though."
Did I hurt you?
Oh, no. It's actually natural.
Okay.
It's a part of my growing process. As I mature, it happens 2 to 3 times in a dragonborn's life. So far, I've only had it happen twice, so.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I appreciate
But
the gesture, Grimaldi. Thank you.
Oh.
thank you for letting me shine your scales.
You're
I
welcome.
like the shiny.
You're welcome. And what I'll say is that if Grimaldi's paying attention to the scale, when Gedrick grows a year older, his scales actually turn to bronze as they fall off. They don't stay gold.
Interesting. What? Let's see. Does he even notice? No. He doesn't. Like, it's just shiny
Yeah, it's still
to him.
it's still shiny. It's still like a bronze shine, but it's not as lustrous as the typical gold that he's seen on Gedrick, for sure.
Caleb's just kind
Awesome.
of watching this whole thing going on, and she just kind of interrupts, and she's like, "Grimaldi, can I ask you a question?
Yeah?
Where is your family?"
Right. They haven't been around a while.
And by that, are we saying they're just somewhere else? You haven't seen them in a long time? Are they alive? Like,
They are not alive anymore.
oh, I'm sorry. Your whole family? Or
Yeah, I was out and about for Vorador for a while as I was running some messages for him around and gathering for me to come home, and our home was destroyed. My family in it. And come to find out, Vorador is the reason for that. So, I'm kind of with y'all. I don't want to be anywhere near him. I don't like him. And I wouldn't mind seeing him dead.
so you want revenge is what you're saying?
I wouldn't say no.
How did they pass away, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, from what I could tell, everything was just kind of burned up, but it was more of a magical flame. And so there wasn't really scorch marks anywhere. Things were just ash.
And
And
Gedrick
bone.
says, Grimaldi, was the magic like this? And he will use the cantrip Firebolt to kind of shoot off something in a direction at like a branch or something that would easily be and turn to ash. Did it look like that?
He kind of deviates off over to it for a second, looks around, comes back. Yeah. And you can see he's starting to tear up a bit.
And feeling bad, Gedrick will cast Mage Hand, go with his Mage Hand, grab the stick, and chuck it as far away as possible. And just say, terribly sorry, Grimaldi. I did not mean to dredge up old memories and pain.
It's okay. I miss him. I miss my kiddos. You know, I kind of come off as this, well, some may call flamboyant, but I wasn't always this way. I did have a wife once, and she gave birth to 2 little kiddos for me, and well, things kind of went sideways. Ended up catching her sleeping with one of the fairies around, and well, yeah, that was kind of that.
Well, friend, I know all too well the feeling of lost or mislove, so
If it makes you feel any better,
I'm glad to call you friend.
If it makes you feel any better, how do I put this nicely? How do I make?
By all means, Kaylin, swap stories.
I don't know who the father of my.
I think that makes it any better.
Broke up there.
I don't know who the father of my child is. If that makes you.
Well, sounds like you got some issues
I
going on,
mean,
girl.
okay, let me tell you, okay?
Oh, I'm here to spill the tea.
So, long story short,
Maybe we do need to stop.
We're still traveling at this point while she's having this conversation. I'm just saying, we are still going. We have not
All good.
stopped. I'm following Kat. Actually, what I'm picturing in my head as this conversation is taking place, I feel like Grimaldi would have taken it upon himself as like Kaz has been driving so hard for this thing that Grimaldi probably like clambered up onto Kaz's backside and is like, "Dish, girlfriend, dish."
Yes.
As she's following behind
That is
him.
exactly what is happening.
But yes, as we're walking, I'm just telling him all about how like I was sold into this marriage with this pirate, and I fell in love with his first mate, and I don't know which one is the father of my child, who is now living with my brother.
And the first mate. Don't forget that part.
Girl, you must have had some fun on that ship.
I wouldn't say fun. I mean, I wouldn't say getting slapped in the face every night was fun.
I mean, it depends on who you're asking.
And there it is.
Well,
Now, forgive me for asking the question, but who was bigger?
Yes. Yes. We are here. We have arrived.
A lady doesn't kiss and tell that information.
Well, shit. I can respect
Let's
it,
just
but
say Brightwood has Napoleon complex.
Itty bitty
Uh-huh.
living space.
was it this big? Okay. Borderline chode?
Let's just say he was all for multiple reasons.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, I mean, I'm glad to hear that you're kind of out of that whole situation.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm completely
But-
out of the situation.
She's not.
He's quite far removed from it at this point because we're stuck in the Feywilde. Gedrick chirps in from behind her.
Yes, but I am very much involved in a love triangle right now.
Oh,
Gedrick's ears perk up at that and says, "With who?"
Me, myself, and I.
The humor thing you were telling me about earlier. Got me again. You did, Kaylin. Got me again.
I don't have time for a relationship.
Shame on me.
Okay, like I have to make sure that these 3 boys don't get themselves in trouble, or let alone killed. And it's usually because it's usually
mean-
As Gedrick is helping, Kaylin up into some wherever we're traveling, like over something because it's just a little bit taller than both of us combined. Gedrick will
okay.
effort and just say, "To be fair, she's gotten us into quite a bit of trouble." As he lifts her
you
up.
should tell him about the time that I jumped off the cliff.
She did do that. There was also the time she threw herself into a river as well.
A frozen
was
cold
actually-
river.
Yes. And then also the fact that
Word.
we are here now is actually her fault too. Not her fault. She is the reason we are here. She decided to vanish and go off on her own adventure.
That is not
She really is a free
completely
spirit, this
true.
one.
I was investigating a cave that we were all trying to go into, and I was trying to be sneaky and helpful. And when I made my way into the cave, I got lost. And they had to come find me.
We
Yes, and you did a great job, sweetheart.
Don't call me that.
I mean, I enjoyed this little banter. I think you two are meant for each other. First off, and he points at Kaz and UK on.
And
I feel like there's something going on there, but I don't know what it is.
Gedrick turns to
Is-
Jean-Luc and
so
says under
you-
his breath, "Jean-Luc, if that ever happens, one or both of them will probably kill each other."
You're probably right.
After he says that, since he's on my back, I would like to accidentally have to jump over something with my back hooves,
Okay.
and I would like for him to roll a dexterity check to see if he stays on.
Okay. So we'll do this contested. It'll
Okay.
be your athletics versus his acrobatics.
Okay.
Or his dexterity, because He doesn't have a full character sheet.
12.
6. So you go to jump over it and subtly kind of buck your back a little bit and kind of flip him off to the front and to the right of you. He falls to the ground, kind of rolls over. What the hell was that for?
Guess you better hold on.
As I'm walking past,
I was trying.
As I'm walking past Grimaldi, I pick him up and I say, "My friend, he's a little grouchy. Don't hold it against him."
He is very grouchy.
Don't, but jeez.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
And then Kaylin
Just-
smacks Kaz and is like, "You need to apologize."
People need to learn how to ride a horse. That's all I have to say.
You're part man.
I thought I was doing pretty good.
Be nice, Kaz. We just found out he lost his entire family, and that's how you're gonna treat him. By barebacking and knocking him off.
He's not the only one that's losing family.
Okay, but you're choosing to kill your uncle. That is completely different. This man did not choose to lose his family. It just happened.
I don't think that Kaz chose to lose his parents or his family either.
That's not who I'm talking about. I was talking about his uncle. And thank you so much for reminding me. I feel like
I think that he was talking about his family.
I feel like
Kaylin.
such an asshole, right? I forgot. Goodness gracious, I'm so sorry.
Although, Casimir, I will say, I'm inclined to agree with Kaylin. You at least owe the man an apology because, at a minimum, you have that much in common. You both had your families taken from you.
By the same man.
It sounds like that to me as well. Sounds like you both have reason to be angry at Vordor. Or possibly
He takes
lewdness.
a moment. He takes a moment, stops in his tracks, and says, I do apologize for my rudeness earlier. I've had a rough couple weeks by any roaring of the imagination.
I mean, no harm taken. It kind of threw me off, no pun intended. Now, I'm kind of curious. How long have y'all been running together? I don't know that I've actually asked.
It feels like 15 years, but it's only been a few weeks, months.
To be specific, it's been 23 days in game.
That is
Almost a month.
insane. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Almost a month, Grimaldi.
At least by material plane standards from whenever y'all came into the Feywilde. The Feywilde time is a whole thing, so
Right.
it could be 3 years by the time y'all get out.
Everybody's dead.
will tell you.
But
Backstories don't matter.
I will tell you that
Mm-mm.
we have gone all over the place trying to. Our whole journey began with an egg. Oh,
An egg?
yes, an egg.
What kind of egg?
A dragon egg.
Interesting.
It's not my egg.
Did you ever
No.
get
It's
it?
not my egg, to be clear.
That was going to be a question to ask, so thanks for clarifying.
You're welcome.
Are still trying to find the egg. Last time I heard it, my ex-husband was shipping said egg.
Which one?
Captain Brightwood.
Ah, okay.
Last time
Small
I heard
penis.
Yes, the chode.
he is in oh, what's the word I'm trying to think of? He has it in his possession. And
Huh.
yes, and we were following him or trying to follow him,
Well.
and then I also got bit by a werewolf, and I now have werewolf powers. And then oh yes, I'm a
And Grimaldi kind of looks at you, Gedrick. Make sure that she doesn't bite me, or him if they get freaky.
Yeah, well, with him, I'm not so worried about. I'm pretty sure he could handle his own, but I agree. I would not be a fan of her biting any of us, to be perfectly frank. I think we're okay at this point. However, Kaylin, you have not shared with us where you are in the process of your changing.
I do have to ask.
Is that something we should be concerned about?
Are you asking if I'm on my timely monthly, my time of the month? That is a question. That is a good question.
I don't
An out of
think
game
that-
question. Is since the Fae is different than the maternal plane, are there still like full moons and things like that in the Fae?
You do see
Okay.
moons. However, you do not see the red moon Rhodes.
Okay, so would I still be affected though? Like,
you can still turn
okay,
whenever you want to. Like, you have that ability. You have not had a forced turning since the last one.
and that's something we can talk about later because I probably need to figure out how many days or weeks that is.
I've got
Okay,
it all
we'll talk
down.
about it later.
There's certain times that I have
Cool.
worked.
To answer your
So-
question, Gedrick, I'm not sure where I am in cycle, but I feel okay. I don't feel like I'm gonna get all hairy in the next days.
Well, I wasn't particularly concerned, Kaylin. I mean, the last time we interacted with you, actually, you seemed quite afraid of us, and you seem to have preferred to have run away from us in that moment. I imagine because you were concerned for your safety. So, that's why I asked.
And then I continue talking to oh my gosh, name just left. I'm sorry. Grimaldi. And I tell him that after the incident with the werewolf, and we were still trying to follow the egg and all of that, and then we were following some people into a cave, and I got lost and said cave, and that's how I ended up here, and then they had to follow me and come find me. So yes, I am the reason we're in the Fae, and I caused a lot of issues for this group.
She does.
Do y'all know how to get back out?
Oh no.
No.
This is the first time I've ever been.
So
I have some assumptions.
He's not any help.
Not a whole lot.
He grew up here, but he can't tell us where to go.
Yeah, Kaz, if you're originally from here, I know that you were expelled, but how did you get out of the Feywilde? Super disturbing that we are now listening to this soundtrack. I was like, ho, 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 ho. This feels like, oh boy, big bad's coming.
Oh.
I honestly don't know. I came in, or I was expelled by Volador, and
Were you escorted out?
no, I was teleported out.
Oh, see.
I woke up on the ground in the mortal realm, so mortal plane.
How long ago?
He kind of rubs his head and thinks and thinks and thinks. Had to be 10 years now.
My goodness. It's a long way to be. It's a long time to be away from home.
What were you doing for the time before you ran in, or before we got together, found each other, whatever you want to say? How the fates, all the things.
I came about a group of monster hunters and ran with them for a while. Learned how to hunt, how to find things like you.
Like me?
Yeah, as a werewolf, I guess.
Oh, you're right.
But just found a group of people that I enjoyed, and one time we were hunting a monster we probably shouldn't have been, and I was the only one lucky enough to make it out.
Gosh. What monster?
You're making me think. That's a good question.
Damn it, gotta go back to my
Sorry,
backstory.
guys.
Crap, what did I write down? Oh, shoot.
no.
Actually, don't think I wrote anything down. That's my question.
Yes.
In trouble.
Did you happen to be part of the lanternless hut hunt?
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
that story sounds familiar. And, well, by my timing, that's been about 30 years ago by Feywilde time.
Whoa.
Wait, Grimaldi, are you saying that time moves differently here than where we're from?
I guess? Because you said 10 years in your time, and it's been around 30 from everything I know.
So what I'm hearing is
That's
that
about
my son is going to be like 10 years older when we're out of here.
Well, it hasn't been 30 years.
Okay, you're
has
not
it?
listening to me.
I've never been out of the Fae, and I don't know how all of that works.
I'm telling you right now, Kaz, if we get out of here and my son is like 10 years old, you're gonna die.
For what?
Because I just feel like this is all your fault.
There's the one that dropped us off here in the
You
first
guys
place.
needed me to go into that cave to find information, and I did. It's not my
No
fault I
one
got
said
lost.
go. It kind
This
of
is my fault.
You could have came back.
The lights were off. I couldn't see anything.
Galen, I think that
Didn't you
Sounds like it
say that it's just that they couldn't see you?
No, I couldn't see anything.
Because didn't you go invisible? That's
I
what you
was
told us.
invisible.
That's what
I
you
was
told me.
invisible, but I couldn't see anything. All I know is that there were two paths, and I followed the path of the little creature people that I was going after, and then they disappeared, and then lights went out. And then I kept walking and walking, thinking I was going back the other direction, but apparently I wasn't. And then I walked into a wall and I just saw bright colors. Colors I'd never seen before. Flowers and
Kaden.
plants and vines. Things that I have never, ever imagined right in front of me.
Galen, I share your sentiment. You will not be the only one who potentially has things to lose back at home, should we not be able to get out of here sooner rather than later. And would say that this would probably be first time in a while you've seen Gedrick kind of become very quiet and very nervous, anxious about what he's just heard, as he's pondering all the people that he loves too, thinking through the idea that like if we didn't get out of here, he would miss things. And I think you see that whole thought process just processing in his facial expression. The Feywilde is a fascinating and dangerous place to be in.
Noticing like the mood of the group has kind of, I guess, died a little bit. I am like the first one to kind of apologize for my remarks, and I say, look, I'm sorry for what I said. I'm just really stressed out and I miss my son and I just want to get home. But I also want to help you, and all the things with your family. 'Cause I know it's important.
We all miss your son, believe me.
Indeed.
It's probably...
Out of game question. Like, this is gonna sound dumb. Like, are letters and things able to be sent from realm to realm? Is it like there's just no way to reach anybody on a different plane?
There could be ways. Probably take some resources or some strong magic.
I look at Kaz and I say, do you think anybody from Whisperleaf could send something to him?
It's possible. I mean, once my uncle gets... Once he gets up and running, I'm sure he could send someone, or I'm sure there's someone that has to be able to help.
Okay, and remind me, just because I'm horrible at remembering things. I feel like my memory has gotten a whole lot worse since we've been here. In order to help your uncle, the only thing we have to do is kill your other uncle, or is there other things that we have to do first?
No, we have to take the sword to the to him and put it into the echo pond.
And that's in Whisperleaf?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's keep moving.
I'd say I am getting a little tired now.
I could...
Yes.
I mean, I can certainly help find us a little spot to kind of rest up. Do we need to get fire started, or wait? You have your hut, don't you?
I do. If you allow me to, I would be happy to cast it for us. And Gedrick pulls from his chest plate or chest covering belt. He has vials sitting inside of tubes, and inside of there he pulls out and dumps out a little small crystal bead in his finger, and he kind of whispers, and then I would say his eyes turn a little bit of like a orangish color as he casts this, and blows through his fingers as the bead shoots out in front of him and creates the door for Lehman's hut in the space that Grimaldi has found for us.
Awesome. And is it instantaneous spell, or is it something you gotta spend a little bit on?
It's 1 minute casting time.
Okay, cool. Short enough that cool. Yeah. I guess Grimaldi, as we're kind of walking into the hut, he's gonna pop up and say, well, you know, I haven't been able to get out of my head. We were talking about getting transformed into a werewolf and how we wouldn't want it to happen to any of y'all. I can I can see in my head what you would look like, Gedrick, as a werewolf. But what the hell does a werewolf centaur look like?
Or a satyr, for that matter.
I mean, satyr, I can kind of understand. They're both bipedal.
That's
I
fair.
mean, huh?
I would just
Would it be horse's body and like a wolven head?
look. I would just say all hair.
I haven't had the privilege of finding out, and I don't think that I want to.
They keep me on a tight leash. And a muzzle.
And then, Kaylin, as you walk into the Lehman hut, you see Palmer, who's not left your shoulder this entire time. He's kept his claws perched right on you the whole time. He turns into that little blue songbird on your shoulder, and only once you walk across the precipice of the hut does he fly off your shoulder and go land on the perch of the table where you saw him fly the first time that Gedrick brought you into the hut.
I just kind of like wave a little bit at him because you said he flew off my shoulder, right? Back
Mhm.
to you.
Yeah. And you see him open and shut his wings as he looks back at you.
You know, that's a pretty cool bird.
You can't have him.
I mean, I don't really like birds. I'm a little scared of them, but it's a really cool bird.
He's a good friend and a very precious gift.
Gift.
Oh, yes. A dear friend, mentor, something quite special to me, gave me the bird as a gift, a graduating gift from the Cobalt Soul. Her name is Ishtib Alam. Quite powerful wizard. Taught me everything that I know and was among very few friends and people that treated me as if I was just like anybody else.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
And he kind of sits there, kind of twiddling his thumbs a little bit. You know, there was a time that I thought I could have been great. Didn't really get the chance to. I didn't have any mentors. Didn't have anyone to really help guide me. My parents, who knows what happened with them. I haven't seen them since I was a young kid. And, well, at least from my side of things, the gods never saw their favor down on little old Grimaldi. Kind of had a shit life growing up, I'll be honest.
I can relate.
And kind of got left to my own devices, and well, now you see me. Do what I can to get by. Been a little bit of a scavenger and a bit scrappy, if I may say so myself, for most of my life. What was it like having a mentor?
Well, I can tell you for my end, it made all the difference. all I knew at that point in my life was what my mother taught me. But Ishte took me under her wing when no one else would. Where I'm from, I can relate to your having a shit existence. Dragonborns of my kind, not common, very rare. There's great history and mythology surrounding even my own skin. But regardless, the people of where I grew up in the Wild Mount looked down upon all Dragonborns, did not trust them because of their history in Exandria. And my mother was taken into the Cobalt Soul. She became high-ranking investigator, and well, she taught me everything she knew as a fighter. Wish I could have done her more justice. As a fighter, I'm grateful that whatever magic my father had before he died passed on to me, or the ability to retain it and perform it. And Ishte saw something in me that many didn't believe was there, and thought that I was a waste of time, but she took her time with me. I'm grateful for that.
That's sweet. And he, again, just kind of sitting back, just very kind of a little sulking in the chair that he's in. He definitely...
Grimaldi, would you like to learn how to read?
I would love to read.
Oh.
Very good.
I see all these books, and I'd love to be able to understand what they say.
Well, we'll start with common. It's fairly easy to learn. Let me go get some things. And Gedrick will walk off into a further part of the room and pull out some books that are near the bottom of the shelf. And he'll come back, and they're all small, but they're very thick looking. And they all have depictions of dragons, dragonborn, and some pictures of childlike activities on top of them, with these dragonborn characters. It's like they're, you have two dragonborns who are fighting with swords, but they're clearly made of wood. You got half elves or elves, playing with some sort of wand or something like that, but nothing is actually happening. And as you get closer, Kaylin and Kaz, you would notice that these books are thick and they look like cardboard books that our kids read today in the real world. And very much has on the front of it in common, it just says, the dragon one says, Jamie and Alex do battle. Just simple language. Elf with the spell one says, Liam can cast spells, kind of things, and just various books like that. And Gedrick comes over and sits down with Grimaldi and says, "Now, I can't give you all night, but I will give you as much as I can. And anytime we gather under this hut, I'll make time for you, Grimaldi, so that you can learn how to read at least common.
Kaylin gets a little teary-eyed
Thank you, Gedrick.
in the corner watching this because she thinks it's so sweet.
And Gedrick will spend, a modicum of like 2 to 3 hours patiently, and painfully, I would imagine, going through the process of helping him read.
Yeah, for sure. Kaylin, what are we doing in these starting to become the late hours of the night?
As Kaz watches as Gedrick starts to teach Grimaldi how to read, he'd sit there for a little bit watching, kind of just watching the scene unfold entirely, watching Gedrick and then looking over to Jean-Luc and Kaylin and just kind of taking in the scene. And then after some time, he'd stand up and make his way to the fighting room, I think, or to the gym, whatever, and combat room, and he would just be in there working on some skills, and just kind of that's how he decompresses from a lot of things. And so as he has been forced to remember some of like the more horrendous parts of his life over the last few hours, he really just wants a time where he can let it all out without having to worry about being rude or scary or whatever anyone thinks of him in that time.
Okay. Kaylin?
I think Kaylin is probably just kind of sitting down on like a chair or a floor or just somewhere comfortable. And she pulls out like papers and she starts writing, kind of like she's writing a letter, but not like a full-blown letter. And then like she's drawing pictures and things on the paper to eventually send to her son, knowing that she can't right now because she doesn't know how. But like she does want to write him to see how he's doing, and to let him know that like I'm okay and that I'm hoping to see him soon.
Okay. Any final affairs before we turn in for the night?
The only thing that Kaylin and, frankly, everybody would notice is that in the course of the conversations taking place, Gedrick realizes that he had shortchanged each of the rooms, and Kaylin, in your room, in the nightstand next to your bed, a little picture frame appears that wasn't there the first time of your son and your brother. And Kaz, as you go and you lay down, I assume just exhausted from the all the effort you put in the gym, you look up on the wall where there's a bunch of things, and then suddenly the same portrait of your mom and your dad from their room pops up on the wall there. Jean-Luc, as he falls asleep again near his nightstand, a picture of his mother and father back there, and Grimaldi, as best as Gedrick can, basically sees a picture of his wife and kids. And I'll just say they ruddily look exactly like him for some reason, because Gedrick does not have any frame of reference.
Yeah.
After he says goodnight. And I'll just say that Gedrick goes back to his room, and in his room there's two pictures. There's a picture of his mom sitting in front of his very howling grandfather, red dragonborn, and grandmother standing behind his mother, who's sitting in her blue outfit. But then seated on the nightstand next to him is an image of a purple and green tiefling that is Ishtabalam, and he goes to sleep in his bed.
Nice.
I think that's where we're going to cut it for tonight. I know it's a little bit shorter, but I think that's a good